Good morning to one and all. So the next thing we are going to see about and Unit 5 signal conditioning and DAQ systems. Actually, signal conditioning, it may be defined as the process of modifying the output signals from the transducer into usable and satisfactory signal using amplification, attenuation, non-linearization, linearization or multiplication by another function. So the next thing we are in need to know what is the necessity of signal conditioning. Actually, the signals may be too noisy due to electromagnetic interference, or signals may be too small. Usually it's a millivolt range. Signals may be non-linear and require to be converted in digital form. Signals may be analog one. It requires to be converted in digital form. Signals may be digital one and need to be converted in digital signals. It may be required to improve the quality of digital signals. So when you are saying about it, the measure end, which is basically a physical quantity determined by the first stage of instrumentation measurement system. The first stage detected transducer stage, the quantity is detected and converted or transduced into an electrical form in most cases. The output of the first stage has to be modified before it becomes useful and sufficient to drive the signal indicating stage. This is the last stage. The last stage may consist of indicating, recording, displaying, and data processing elements, or may consist of some elements over on it. So when you're saying about the functions of signal conditioning, actually we'll have an amplification, modification or modulation, impedance matching, data processing, and data transmission. So in this case of block diagram of an electronic aided measurement, we'll have a physical or chemical quantity. It may be light intensity, temperature, or concentration, which is followed by an input device. The input device may be photo device, photo multiplier, or an thermistor bridge electrodes. Similarly, it sends to an electrical signal modifier. That is, we'll be using of an amplifier or logarithmic circuit integrators. Finally, we'll be using for an output. So it can be either for a recorder or a meter or a digital display or to be a digital printer. The signal conditioning system may be required to perform linear processes such as amplification, attenuation, integration, differentiation, addition or subtraction. They are also required to do non-linear process, modulation, demodulation, sampling, filtering, clipping and clapping, squaring and linearizing or multiplication by another function. These functions require proper selection of components and faithful reproduction of the final output for the presentation stage. The signal conditioning system or data acquisition equipment is in many cases an excitation and amplification system for passive transducer or an amplification system for active transducer. In both cases, the transducer output is brought to the required level to make it useful for conversion, processing, indicating, and recording. Whereas excitation is needed only for passive transducers because they do not generate their own voltage or current. It is essential for passive transducers like strain gauge, potentiometers, resistance thermometers, and inductive or capacitance transducers to be excited from an external source. Whereas in the case of an active transducer, such as thermocouples, piezoelectric crystals, and inductive pickups do not require an external excitation because they produce their own voltage only by the applications of physical quantities. However, these signals are at a lower level and require amplification. So this is the block diagram of an DC signal conditioning system. So we'll have a measure end, so which is given to an transducers, and then we'll have a bridge. Finally, we'll have a one DC excitation source, and then we'll have a calibration and zeroing network, DC amplifier, and then we'll be having about an low pass filter, and then power supply will have an output. Actually, in the case of an types of signal conditioning, we'll have a DC signal conditioning and AC signal conditioning over on it. Okay, the thing is to be that the strain gauge constitutes one or more arms of the Wheatstone bridge, which is connected to the DC source. The bridge can be balanced by using a potentiometer and can also be calibrated to indicate the unbalanced conditions. The DC amplifier should have the following characteristics. So its input stage may be balanced differential inputs giving a high CMRR. It should have extremely good thermal and long-term stability, easy to calibrate at low frequency, able to recover from an overload conditions, unlike an ARC system, unlike an AC systems. Okay. So when you're saying the main disadvantage of DC amplifier is the problem of drift, hence low frequency spurious signals are available as data as the output, and to avoid this low drift of a DC amplifiers. Special low drift AC amplifiers are used, and the DC amplifier is followed by a low pass filter, which is used to eliminate high frequency components from the data signals. Okay, the thing has to be that, so the following process has to be adopted. One to be the production. The range of the output signals from the transducers may be so high so that it may be damaged the next unit elements of which we produced. The next thing, we have to getting right type of signals. The output signal of a transducer is of analog type. This needs to be converted to DC voltage or current. The output signal of a microprocessor is of digital nature. It needs to be converted into analog form to feed it into an actuator for process controlling. Whereas in the case of getting correct level of signals, the level of the output signal may be too small. This needs to be amplified for feeding it into an analog to digital converter. It may also be difficult to measure such low level signals. So for amplifications, operational amplifiers are widely used. Whereas in the case of an elimination of interferences, some undesired signals or disturbances may be associated with the output signal. These need to be eliminated. Such interferences are eliminated by the use of filters. So whereas in the case of a manipulation of signals, the output signals may be non-linear in nature. These need to be linearized and vice versa over on it. So the next thing we have to see about an AC signal conditioning system. Whereas in the case of an characteristics, it should have extremely good thermal and long stability, balanced differential inputs, and advantage DC amplifier is easy to calibrate low frequencies. It is able to recover from an overload conditions. Disadvantage, it is followed by low pass filters. Use DC systems generally used for common resistance transistors, potentiometers, and resistance strain gauges. So thing is to be that. The next thing we can see in the So actually the next thing we have to see about an AC signal conditioning system. Okay. So when you are saying about an AC signal conditioning system, so we'll have a measurement, transducer, bridge, calibrating and zeroing network, AC amplifier. We'll have an extra thing to be a phase sensitive detector, low pass filter, AC output. So in between that, we'll have a carrier of oscillators, power supply, and we'll have a reference. So in the case of an AC signal conditioning systems, the problems what we encounter in the systems are to be overcome through the transducer's parameters variation amplitude modulate the carrier frequencies at the bridge output and the waveform is amplified and demodulated. The demodulation is phase sensitive. So the polarity of DC output indicates the direction of parameter change in the bridge output. In the carrier system, it is very easy to obtain very high rejection of main frequency pickup. Active filters can be used to reject these frequencies and prevent overloading of AC amplifiers. The carrier frequency components of the data signal are filtered by the phase detectors. When you are saying about an transistors just used of the variable resistance, variable inductance type, they are employed between the carrier frequency of 50 kilohertz and 200 kilohertz. The carrier frequencies are much higher, at least 5 to 10 times the signal frequencies. The output is supplied to the bridge circuit, whose output is an amplitude modulated carrier signal. The waveform is amplified by an AC amplifier. This amplified modulated output is then applied to a phase sensitive demodulator, the carrier signal. This produces a DC output that indicates the direction of the parameter change. In a carrier system amplifier, actually the frequency drift and presence of spurious signals are not much a problem. However, it is more difficult to obtain a stable carrier oscillators than a DC stabilized source. Active filters can be used to reject this frequency and prevent overloading of the AC amplifier. The function of the phase sensitive detectors is to filter the carrier frequency components of the data signals, whereas the DC systems are generally used for common distance transducers, whereas AC systems are used for variable reactance transducers and for systems where signals have to be transmitted via long cables to connect the transducers to signal conditioning systems. Okay, so remaining we can see in the next class.